This is the way that I see it. What they call Wing Chun is just another way, the Chinese way of saying boxing, pretty much. Like Western boxing. Like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Mayweather, their proficiency in boxing, Wing Chun is just another way of saying that. It's just the Chinese way of saying that. And even Bruce Lee himself, if you read his books, you'll see that he was pretty much amazed by Western boxing. He loved Western boxing. When he found out about it, he was like, man, pretty much in his mind, he's like, man, this Wing Chun stuff is garbage compared to Western boxing. He loved Muhammad Ali, and a lot of his techniques, a lot of the things that he created from his own expression came from Western boxing. Mixed in with a little bit of that, the Chinese way of saying boxing, but a lot of it was Western boxing. And pretty much Western boxing is extremely dangerous. That's why they got to put those huge gloves on them. Because without those gloves, those techniques are extremely deadly. You know, and Western boxing also highly values athleticism, and that's what makes them even more dangerous. They go to the gym, they train hard, they do a lot of sit-ups, they do a lot of jump rope, they train hard. They train to fight 12 rounds, 3 minutes each round. They're trained to take hits. Western boxers, the good ones, the good boxers are no joke. You know, and Wing Chun is just basically the Chinese way of saying boxing. And basically what I'm saying is that the people that want to learn Wing Chun, that system, or they look up to Yip Man. I can understand admiring Bruce Lee because he's an amazing person as far as what he has proved, you know, his proficiency and his kung fu and his working hard. But I don't understand people looking up to Yip Man. I just really don't. Because he didn't prove nothing. You don't see nothing. All you might hear about is stories, and that's it, which is bullshit. You know, to me, rather than looking to somebody that hasn't proven anything, I say, why don't you look at where we live right now in America and look at what the people have done right here in America and have proven themselves to be great. Like Mayweather, for example. I'm not a big, I'm not a fan of him or anything like that. I don't watch his fights. But all I have to know is this guy is undefeated. And I believe he's 50 fights, 1 and 0 losses. That right there is just right before your eyes that, hey, you know, this person has achieved greatness in this sport. And he deserves an immense amount of respect and recognition and admiration for what he's accomplished. But what the people keep complaining about, that they don't like about him, is his arrogance, his cockiness. You know, that he's all about the money Mayweather, and, you know, people don't like his attitude. But the fact of the matter is, his attitude is a representation of America. That's how Americans are. And that's why the people in China that taught this traditional Wing Chun, that's why they didn't want to teach the Americans, because they know that Americans are cocky, arrogant pricks. And even Bruce Lee himself had a cockiness to him. That's what the West is known for. America's known for cockiness and arrogance. And then we're going to sit back and complain about what we represent, what we've been born and raised to basically embody. But the fact of the matter is that it makes more sense to bow down to Mayweather than it does to bow down to Yip Man. Because Yip Man didn't show nothing. You know, in my book, he's a nobody. You know, even though I don't like Mayweather, I don't care about him, just the fact of him being undefeated already shows that this person is extremely talented and skillful in what he does. And even someone like Pacquiao, you know, I've seen a few highlights of him, and even he's talented. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, these big name people that have proven their abilities, in the boxing ring. If you're gonna bow down to people and worship people, you might as well worship somebody that you could actually see with your very own eyes the abilities that they had and what they were able to accomplish. But don't worship and bow down to somebody that's false. It's like bowing down to Yip Man is like not too different than bowing down to Batman or Superman or Wolverine. It doesn't exist. You're bowing down to a fantasy that does not exist. It's all in your mind. So if you want to bow down to a fantasy, then don't even call him Yip Man. Don't even put a name associated with them. Just bow down to nothing. Just bow down to perfection. I can understand people worshiping Bruce Lee because of all the great accomplishments that he has done throughout his life. But I do not understand people worshiping, bowing down to Yip Man. Essentially, a mature and intelligent person will not bow down and worship anybody. He will recognize the talents within the people around him, and he will learn from them. And he will learn to turn himself into somebody of greatness. That's what a mature, intelligent person would do. But if you're not mature, you're not intelligent, you're going to idolize people, you're going to worship people. Okay, go ahead, but worship the right people. Like back in the day when I was young, I was idolizing Michael Jordan. But he demonstrated his proficiency. I don't idolize Yip Man or whatever IP man or whatever you want to call him. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's false. It's like bowing down and worshiping Santa Claus. It doesn't exist. If you're going to worship and bow down to somebody, worship and bow down to somebody that's actually living, or not living, but actually for a fact that there's evidence that this person has achieved something great. And then when you worship and you idolize somebody that's human, that has proven through evidence that he's achieved something great, you will see him fall. And when you see him fall, that should click something in your mind to indicate that, hey, you know what? I'm not supposed to bow down and worship, because everybody's imperfect. So then what ends up happening is you just start to turn that energy towards yourself, develop yourself, opposed to focusing on those around you. So rather than watching Michael Jordan play basketball, you might start playing basketball yourself. Rather than worshiping Yip Man, maybe you should start creating something of your own and promoting that, opposed to promoting something under somebody's name that is a nobody. You understand? That's the way that I see it.